Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. In this video, we're going to look at agent ops that will help us monitor our AI agents. If you look at currently, some of the biggest issues with agents are cost. They are costly because there's a lot of token consumption because if you have a multi-agent flow and if you have delegation equals to true in case of CrewAI or in Autogen or any other where your agents are conversing with each other, then there are a lot of token consumption. So cost is a problem. The next one is latency. You have to wait for it. There are hardly any agents that works in like real time that fast. So probably you have gonna look at batch processing as an option. And then the third one is observability, the logs, the monitoring part of it. So that's where agent ops help you. It's a library. Okay, and there are other libraries as well, but I find agent ops better. And I'll also tell you what's the ultimate goal of this video because I'm creating myself a library called CrewAI monitoring that's in the final stages. We are gonna push that on GitHub very soon, an open source library that will help you find out or keep an eye on token consumptions, the cost of using different LLMs and agents. When you work agent, the different types of observability, the hallucinations rate, the biasness, and different types of evals, within that library when you use an agent. And then we also have carbon emissions in that part of it. So we are building that, and I'll show you how you can also contribute to that in the end of the video. Now let's jump in and see how we can monitor our AI agents using agent ops. Now if you look at here on my screen, I'm on their website called agentops.ai. AI agents suck. I agree with them. In production, AI agents really suck. So you have to fix that, right? And enterprises, you cannot just build an AI agent using Crew AI and say, okay, here it is, because that's good for your hobby projects, but that's not how it works in reality. In enterprises, adoption takes time. There are a lot of things, starting from data strategy, then looking at the UAT, how the system is performing, the feedbacks, blah blah blah. And that's why I think it's important for monitoring, testing, and replay analytics. As you can see it over here, that no more black boxes and prompt guessing. So it basically makes you more interpretable when it comes to observing the agents. Now, if you look at here, they are on open source as well. Like they have a Python SDK, that works with most agent frameworks like CrewAI, Langchain, Autogen. Okay, you can find it out over here. They had some problems, so I created a issue here. I said like poor docs, no solution. I was a bit harsh, but sorry for that. But if you look at here, they kind of fix that issue because they have they've asked to use this version because I was just doing pip install agent ops, and when I used that and I'm using OpenAI, it still used to say that you don't have OLama. I'm not using OLama. Why would it say it? So that was some issues, but they fixed it anyway. Now we're gonna build this. We're gonna build this through. We're gonna build a Crew AI agent through Crew AI, and we're gonna use agent ops to monitor that. This is how it looks like, guys. If you look at here, I have already done some testing. You can see it shows you total cost, average cost per session, average tokens per all sessions, average tokens per successful sessions, and average tokens per failed session. You have session end state, fail, success, indeterminate, blah, blah, blah. Events in successful sessions. You can see like I have a lot of failed sessions where I was testing it different things with different models. You can see API error, rate limit error. Sometimes your OpenAI credits quota get exceeded, so then you get an error. So you can basically monitor it here on the dashboard. As you can see, it also have a time frame to select. You have showing all the sessions, and you need a API key to work with agent ops, and you have to go to settings, and you have to go to projects and API keys, and this is where you can see your keys. Okay, so you just have to copy API key, it will copy it. And in the projects, you can see your default project. You can see this is my default projects. This is what we're gonna build, guys. We'll see how we can use agent ops, to monitor our AI agents. And this is pretty straightforward. Just a couple of lines of code that you have to add because they have done all the things for you. They have done all the high level abstract classes, they created for you. So let's see and how we can build it. You can see I'm on my VS Code. I'm gonna cut everything, and I have a requirements txt. These are the requirements you need. So make sure you are using AgentOps 0.2.6 version. I'm using python.env because my credentials are in .env, and I am installing CrewAI from Git directly, and that is also from AgentOps AI GitHub. And then I need some tools because I'm going to use Serper tools just to scrap some web data. And then I'm using Langchain OpenAI because I'm going to use Azure OpenAI in this case. Let's do that, guys, here. So the first thing, once you install it, you're going to have from .env import load.env because I'm keeping it in env. I need OS, but I have to deal with some credence, keys and all from that path. So you need OS module. So from langchain underscore OpenAI, I'm gonna import Azure Chat OpenAI. So I'm using Azure Chat, and this is fine. And now the CrewAI things come in. So let's do from CrewAI, and pretty straightforward. I need agent, I need task. So let's do agent, and let's do task, and let's do crew, and let's do process. Process dot hierarchical process dot sequential. I'll explain that probably we don't need process, but anyway, I've imported it if we need it. From CrewAI underscore tools, and we're gonna use Serper here. Thank you so much for giving us 2,500 API calls for free. That's big thing, guys. Tabulai was giving like 1,000 or 2,000, but that is for different purpose. But I think we need more. And then we need import AgentOps. We are done with our import, guys. So let's get load.env. And now I'm not going to write all this env thingy. So what I'm going to do is I have a GitHub gist, and I'm just going to go inside env file just to save some time. I'm just going to copy this piece of code here and come back and paste. So what I'm doing, I have done it for purpose. Now if you look at here, I am using the keys in two different ways. For all the OpenAI thingy, I am not using env. When you use os.environment or env, which means it will set the keys in virtual environment that you are using. So I'm just wanted to show you. So for these two, I'm using it, but for this, I'm not using it. So when you use os.getEnv and not using env, then you have to pass this in your function or module or class, whatever. We'll see that in a bit. So I'm using Azure OpenAI. If you are only using OpenAI, then only you have to pass OpenAI underscore API underscore key. You will get Serper API key from serper.dev, D-E-V. You go to serper.dev, create an account, get an API key, and put it in env like this. AgentOps I shown you, and these are all Azure thingy. If you don't use Azure, you use OpenAI, just use OpenAI. If you use Olama, CrewAI also has compatible functions with OpenAI. Like you can use, I'll show that in a bit. Now, once you do that, first thing that you have to do, you have to initialize the agent ops before you write the code for CrewAI. So you have to start before that, and then you have to also, before you end your, like once you end your session with the CrewAI agent, then you have to also end that. I'll show it. Then first you have to do agent ops.init, and once you do init, by the way, guys, I have a bit of sore throat. The weather is not good. Excuse me for that. But tags, and then I'm gonna give it a name. So I'm gonna call it something like CrewAI agent or something. Just give it a tag. Okay. CrewAI agent demo. Now I have initialized it. So I'm gonna have my LLM thingy. So my LLM is nothing but Azure Chat OpenAI. And here I'm gonna write all of my things. So the first is OpenAI uh, API version. As you can see, I'm not using invan. Then you have to pass this here. Okay. I'm gonna have not base, by the way, this should be version. So GPT-4, excuse me, version. This is done. The next is I'm gonna have Azure deployments. You can go through a Langchain documentation, guys. Azure deployment, and I'm gonna have my deployment name GPT-4. Then I'm gonna have my model. Let's use the Omni model here. So I'm gonna use GPT-4 Omni. And after that I'm going to have a temperature for that. So let's do a temperature. So there's an inference parameter, not hyper parameter. Keep this in mind. People who know AI will catch you if you say it's not a hyper parameter. This is called inference parameter. You don't use temperature when you train models. When you train or fine tune, that's hyper. When you inference in is inference params, the very intricate details that you should know. Now temperature is, let's keep it very less. Okay, I don't want it to be too creative and start hallucinating. Then the next is OpenAI. Not really dependent. People say no temperature 0. Because 0.7 is the best temperature. Even OpenAI have said that, the value. So don't always believe that if you keep temperature value high, it will start hallucinations. LLM has tendency of hallucination, guys. You can't do anything. We'll solve this problem. Then researchers are solving it. It will be solved pretty soon. Not completely, of course, because I don't see that, and that's why you need context, external racks, data, blah blah blah. OpenAI GPT-4 base here, so let's just get that. And I think we are good. So we have OpenAI API version, and you can see we have OpenAI API GPT-4 version. We have deployment name GPT-4. Oh, okay, this is wrong. This should be O because we line number 14 we have defined something and I've written something here. Oh, and model GPT-4 O temperature and then OpenAI API key. So OpenAI API GPT-4 key and OpenAI GPT-4 base. We are good with this, guys. So our LLM is also defined. Now, as our LLM is defined, we're going to have a search tool because we are using SERPer. So let's define a variable called search tool. And then I'm going to have SERPer def tool here. And then just that's it. And now I'm going to write my CrewAI code here. So CrewAI thingy. I'm not going to write. I just copied. I've created a lot of videos on CrewAI already. I recommend you to go and watch those videos. But here, let's go to previous gist. Come to CrewAI. I'll explain that what we are doing here. Control C. Come back. I already have it created. Now let me show you what we are doing. Alt Z so you can see it. I'll make this a bit here so you can read it better. Now I have two agents. One is researcher agent. I'm using agent. You can see it's agent. It's an agent class given by CrewAI. In agent class, you have to do three things mandatory. Role of the agent, goal for the agent, and backstory of the agent. So my role here is senior research analyst. I'm telling to this agent that you are a senior research analyst. Your goal is to search for recent developments in AI and data science. And backstory I'm giving it that your expertise lies in identifying emerging trends, doing primary, secondary research, blah, blah, blah. Verbose equal to true means you will see everything in terminal, the red, green, pink color of the text descriptions, whatever is happening, the logs. And the allow delegation, which is pretty important. When you say allow delegation true, then agent will start taking help from each other. So the first agent I always say false because he don't have to take help of the writer agent, but writer can take help of the researcher agent if he has any questions or help required. And then I have LLM, whatever LLM I have defined. I'm giving this ability because researcher has to go on internet and search. So I'm giving a tool option that's called search tool that you can see. You can also build your custom tool. Go to CrewAI documentation and get that done. My next agent is writer. Take content strategist. Goal has been defined. Backstory has been defined. Verbose equal to true has been defined. Delegation is true. I want it to take help from the previous agent. So here, this is how you define agent. Pretty straightforward. Thanks to John Marwa, who I forgot his name, who has created CrewAI, by the way, amazing guy. Now, the next is task one, task two. So the task, you can see in the task, we are giving a task, creating a task and assigning that to the researcher agent and also giving them expected output. And the task two, which is the writer one, will write it, full blog post of at least 4 paragraphs, and then the agent writer. And that's it. Now we are here basically, guys, writing the CrewAI code, and we are giving the CrewAI ability to work the ability to the agent to go and perform the task for us. Now once you are done, you now have a crew variable and you use crew class. So let's use a crew. In the crew, I'm going to pass all my agents. So my agent, you can pass it in a list, Python list. So I'm going to have researcher. Pretty straightforward, guys. Python, researcher, writer, and agents are done. Here you can also define a couple of things. I'll probably explain that, but I'm not going to use it. I've used it in my previous videos. You can see task one, task two, and then I'm going to have verbose of only level 2. Now it has something called process.hierarchical and process.sequential. If you want to pass the output from top to bottom, one agent to the other agent, then you can use process.sequential. And when you use hierarchical, you have to use a manager LLM within the crew class as well. So these are some intricate details. Watch out my previous couple of videos on CrewAI. I have explained these in details. Now here we have defined the crew. Now after crew, I'm going to have a result. So my result, and then it's crew.kickoff. And you can see I'm going to have some print here. So let's just print that. And I'm going to say the outputs have been compiled or something. The outputs have been compiled. And then I'm going to have one more print, like something like result. And you can just have result, and then you can just do result here. And once you are finished with CrewAI, you have to end the session. Because remember, we have initialized here using AgentOps, just 2 lines of code if you see what we are doing. We are here, we are having AgentOps.init, and in the end, we are just doing AgentOps.end. So let's just do that. So AgentOps.end underscore session, and then we write here success or something. Sometimes it might fail, guys. I've seen that with them. There's something issues because they're probably using some webhooks and stuff to send the data back, right? They will be using some sessions for this because you are using their API, so they have to write it on the dashboard, back to the dashboard. Right now, let me explain that from top to bottom. We have imported everything that we need. We have load.env, and then we have all the env secrets keys that we have in the .env file. We are using agentops.initialize here. And then we have LLM, our defining the LLM. You can also use OLlama here if you want. Make sure that you are running it locally through OLlama or the open source LLM. It will be pretty slow. And then we have search tool, where I'm using Serper dev tool just to scrap data from web. And then I have couple of agents. One is researcher and the other is writer with their role, goal, backstory. The writer agent has delegation true, which can converse with the previous agent, take help. And then I have couple of tasks defined for these agent, what they have to do. And then I have a crew class where I'm just passing this agents and task and having some sec2 level verbose description to see in the terminal. And then I'm just doing crew.kickoff here in the line 78 and then running it, and 82 I'm ending the agent ops end session. So my dashboard will be filled with the data. Let's run this, guys, and it takes a bit of time, so I'll take a pause and come back once this is done. So I'm just going to do python app.py. And it takes a bit of time. When you do that, you can see it has started, and I'll take a pause and come back once this is done. You can see it will go into agent and stuff. Anyway, let's have a look. I mean, we can wait also because we only two agents, not a lot of agents and work, but you can see it's happening here. All the contents are being created, the model agents are looking at it. You can see the first one has got it, search the internet, search query latest advancement in AI 2024. It got some link from IBM blog, from Coursera, from Forbes, blah blah blah. And you can see our agent ops have been also initialized here. You can see here it opens it here, and you can see that it could not find session with ID. You can see it's there, it's here. I'll just skip this, and you can see it's happening over here. It gives you all the stuff. You can see it's called CrewAI agent demo. You can see the session tags, and this is fantastic, guys. You can see all the prompts. You can find out LLM chat viewer, the completions, the prompt, everything is over here. So basically you get a view of it, right? You can also build it. I'm going to talk about that in the end. How are we going to do it as well? And if you want to participate, feel free to participate in that as well. And it's happening and doing a lot of things, by the way, here. Okay, so you can kind of keep up refreshing it if you want. Okay. uh, you can see it gives you all the SDK versions, your libraries versions. So basically you get the runtime environment details as well, the OS, the hardware, the CPU codes, the RAM, blah, 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 the LLM cost, the prompt tokens, the errors versus number of events. We don't have any errors so far. You have event time distributions, type of event, LLMs, tools. Like we are using count 19 tools are like Serper, and you can find out the distribution, repeat thoughts. This is fantastic. It's also interactive. You have session replay. Yeah, and this is great as well. You can find out if we get any errors and stuff, that will be read. And then you have LLM call here, agent, what time it took, when it started, the cost for this particular model, the text completions and everything. This is fantastic, guys, and I mean really love this by AgentOps. The creators have done a fantastic job. Kudos to them, and let's show them some love. Go and start their repository, and this is fantastic. And uh, okay, now I'll go back. Again, as I said, right, it's like a lot of things happen open that all that happens here. You can see it kind of keeps going and stuff and everything. So this is how you can see it. You can find out your ID, select a session. You can select all these sessions. You can see this is the last one that we ran. Okay, and you can see if even if you open this was the success. Like sometimes it session don't end. Okay, but you can also this is fine. You can see the couple of has a lot of has been failed because I was trying with some other models which were not working. But you can see this is the view that you get, for this for the demos and stuff. So this is fantastic, guys. I'm really loved it. Okay, if you look at this one, and if you want to look at the previous one, you can also look at the previous one. Total elapsed time, it will give you everything, prompt tokens, and everything that over here. LM chat viewer, and you have a lot of other things. Session replay, blah blah blah. So this is how it, guys. I just wanted to help you understand that these are important. You have to monitor your AI agent, otherwise you will be burnt out. Your cash will burnt out, guys. It's really costly. Sometimes it can go costly. You have to measure, monitor, look at, and I always say observability is the main thing, and you should focus on observability. You should focus on evals and so on and so forth. So now let's go back to our thing. Okay, so on we have a Discord community, guys, here of AI anytime. If you look at here, we have different help channels. We have different help channels, data science, gen AI development. People help each other. In this channel you can see people are helping each other. We already have around 400 members in the community. We do town hall every weekend, like whenever we have time, and most of the weekends we do coding sessions, online jamming sessions. We discuss anything. We do live sessions, and then we have hackathons going on. We have a lot of hackathons announced over here on the server. You can see Code Cubicle. We have Bank of Baroda hackathon. We have Gemini API by Google. We announce all of these. We have a meme channel. Without meme, we don't we trust in memes, guys. So we have meme channel. Then we have job updates as well. If you go up, you can find out job updates. We have announced a lot of job updates over here. You can see we have job updates, we have internship, we have a lot of things here for you. Okay, so I recommend that you join this. You have global chat, people chat with here each other. You can see this is fantastic community we are building, and we are also giving some giveaways, guys. We have announced couple of events. This is for tomorrow, so if you want to win this, join now because we have a Nitro challenge going on. We have a community pillars giveaway where we are giving limited edition merchandise of AI anytime, the jerseys and stuff to our members. So this is what we are doing. And now the thing, we are building something called CrewAI monitoring. So if you go to PyPE, which is not, we haven't updated the latest one yet. We are testing it out. But if you go to PyPE, I think it will ask for authentication. You can see we have something called CrewAI monitoring. Let me show you. It says a library for monitoring CrewAI agents, including token uses, cost calculations, logging, carbon emissions, and more. So we are basically building our own library for the open source community that can work with CrewAI. As of now, the scope is with CrewAI because that's most used AI agents framework with Autogen and others, but LangGraph and stuff. But if you interested to contribute in this library, join our Discord server, and we assign you roles and we work together to kind of create this library so the open source AI community will get benefit from. That's about our Discord community. That's all for this video, guys. If you like the video, hit the like icon. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe the channel, guys. That motivates me to create more such videos. If you have any question, thoughts, feedbacks, reach out to me through my social media channels. You can also join our Discord and ask all of your questions. That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.